What's up, peoples? It's Gendo here, and welcome back to the Basque Boys. As always, if you are still enjoying the series, please do go and drop it a like. Now, today we got our final group match, this time against Olympiakos, and then we're going to play Espanyol in the league before seeing exactly where we get drawn, either in the Champions League or the Europa League, because that's not certain, especially after the match that we had versus Schalke, which we'll just get to right now. And yes, it was played away from home, and it was not the prettiest whatsoever. It was a 3-0 drubbing at the hands of Schalke. We only had 6 shots to their 21, and they had 11 on target. So of course they were going to have all these goals. It just was not a good look from anybody on the pitch, up and down, from back to front. Yes, we had more possession. That was the only positive thing we had on the day. Other than that, it was just a whole bunch of players meandering about on a pitch, trying to figure out what's attacking, what's defending, and oh my god, we're actually in a situation now that we might not get out of the Champions League group, which as the table stands right now, we are second place behind Schalke due to, I believe, goal difference is the thing that's used in this group stage. But the main factor is Arsenal are on 6 points, meaning they lost to Olympiakos. That helps us out, because that means we just need a draw versus Olympiakos today, and we see ourselves through to the Champions League. Now, that being said, let's take a look at how we did in the rest of the league. Now, putting aside the Champions League match versus Schalke, we played 4 matches, 3 in the league and 1 in the cup. We came away with 2 wins and a loss in the league, and taking a look at those 2 wins, they were absolute demolition jobs. A 3-0 victory versus Eibar, and then a 5-1 against Oviedo. Look at that, Hervias, Benyat, Villalibre, Susaeta, and then Villalibre in the last match. But the loss, as you would expect, coming up against Real Madrid. Notwithstanding, though, we did jump out to an early lead in the 19th minute. Susaeta picking up a lovely goal into the top right-hand corner, but then Real Madrid kicked into high gear, especially Ronaldo. Being Ronaldo, he scored both goals to give Real Madrid the win there. And then in the first leg of the Copa del Rey, we took on Cadiz, sitting down there in the second division, and we came away 2-0 victors away from home. Hervias and Muniain coming away with the goals there. Second leg should be extremely well off now that we have the 2 away goals. And then taking a look at the La Liga standings itself, we are still in 3rd place now, 5 points behind Real Madrid and 10 points behind Barcelona. They are starting to run away with the league, and now we're only 4 points ahead of Atletico Madrid as well. So we need to start looking at the people behind us, the teams behind us. Atletico Madrid, Malaga, Espanyol, Villarreal, they're all closing in on us. We need to keep our pace within the league if we want to stay top 4 this year. Also, one more note, you saw it in the last episode, you're going to see it in this episode too. Villalibre, still top goal scorer in the league. 13 goals through 14 matches in the league. This guy is a beast. I believe he's played every single game. If not, he's missed out on 1. But 13 goals in at least 14 matches. This kid's doing wonders, sitting ahead of Messi and Kramaric. But not only are we in the goal scoring list, now we are top 3 in assists, as Hervias is tied with Christian Atsu for 2nd place behind Leo Messi. He's got 7. And both of them got 6. But Hervias cannot play today because he has been injured in training, picked up a back strain, out for 3 to 4 weeks. So he has been substituted out. Same with Laporte, but mostly due to fitness issues. So the lineup today is going to be Ruffier and Nets, Leque, San Jose, Garcia, and Monreal along the back line. Benyat, Marino, the 2 center mids with the 3 in front of them of Muniain, Lopez, and Susaeta. And sitting up front, Jean Baptista. Yes, Villalibre is still sitting on the bench because I don't fully trust him still in Europa League, Champions League, wherever in Europe. I know that confidence is going to grow in time. I just don't have the full confidence in him right now, so that's why Batista is going to get the run out today. It's the 4-2-3-1. It's an attacking 4-2-3-1, and we're at home, so we want to try and stick to Olympiakos early. And I feel that if we could do that, we can come away with at least that draw that we were talking about, get us through into the round of 16 Champions League. So let's go kick off and see what happens. This is basically a lesson in managing fitness. Like I said, Aymeric Laporte not starting because he was sitting on an 83 and Hervias because he was injured. So hopefully that the backups that I'm putting in there will actually get the job done. As I say that, 7.5 minutes in, Muniain slips it through to Jean Baptista. How do you miss? Oh, that went inches wide. Leque is also on a yellow card this early in the match. I don't know what he's thinking. I really don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he is trying to force a move away. Oh yeah, fun note. Leque is trying to force a move away to Manchester United, and I just really don't want to get rid of him because he is one of my star players. I think it would be stupid of me just to sell him off. Monreal trying to get a cross in to Muniain, and it falls to Susaeta, and Susaeta, the backup, actually he's not really a backup at this point in time, but the substitute for Hervias, putting it into the back of the net and giving us that nice 1-0 lead. It's lovely link-up play, and that's exactly what I want to see. Actually, it all happened because of a failed clearance by the Olympiakos defender, and then fell to Susaeta, and we got ourselves that opening goal. But like I said, going back to Lekwe, it's just a big shame that one of my top players is being courted by a bigger team, and I don't want to see him go. I'm sure most of the team doesn't want to see him go either, because it would severely hinder us at that right back spot. And considering the fact that Lekwe was originally a backup to DeMarcos and didn't get his start until he left, and seeing how big his development was over these last 3 seasons as a starter, it's just really hard for me to give him up. I'm sure I'm making him mad because of that, but I don't want to give him up. But anyway, enough about Lekwe. Let's get into this match, back into it. It's halftime, 1-0, and San Jose has picked up a dead leg, and that is the worst possible thing that he could pick up at this point. So we're going to sub him out for Laporte, and hopefully in that second 45, even though he's on less than stellar conditioning, he can get himself situated on that back line and continue to be a rock that he has been over the course of this series. I saw in the corner that Arsenal are doing the best that they can to try and get themselves into the Champions League. If we draw with Olympiakos, we'll be on 10. Arsenal and Schalke will be tied on 9 points. I just don't know what the tiebreaker will be, so that one's going to be interesting to see who in fact gets into the Champions League. I just said we'd be on 10 points. We're winning right now, so we'd be on 12 and completely safe. Only if we were drawing, we'd be on 10 points. 2 minutes of stoppage time on the clock has well come and gone. It's well over the mark. Ruffier picking up a corner kick. Ref should be blowing his full-time whistle really shortly. And there it is, full-time. Athletic 1, Olympiakos 0, scraping by, essentially, basically off the goal scored. But overall, I would say that it was a domination job. We had 50% of the possession. We've had more shots, and based off of goal difference alone, Arsenal does in fact make it through to the round of 16. Schalke get dropped from 1st to 3rd on the last match day, and they are going into the Europa League. But in fact, we also top the group. Athletic 12 points, Arsenal with 9, Schalke 9, Olympiakos 6. So not only do we win, we top the group, and that is immense going forward, which means we obviously don't take on any other Champions League top group winners. We're going to be taking on the second place teams. Though to be fair, the second place teams could be just as bad as the first place, but the fact of the matter is we will have a little bit of an easier draw in the round of 16. Alright, now we got the match versus Espanyol, also at home, and the formation has not changed. There are, in fact, going to be a couple of personnel changes. Echeverria and Laporte now making their way into the starting lineup. We're giving Lekwe a little bit of a rest. Villalibre, of course, sitting up top now instead of John Batista. Everybody else remaining the same, and hopefully that with this strong side, we can get ourselves back on track in the league and get a win. So let's go kick off and see what happens. I'd love to continue the goal-scoring threat that is Asier Villalibre with his 13 goals in 14 matches, and hopefully he can continue that on as we go up against a 5-3-2 formation in Espanyol. We've seen it before, and we have had trouble with breaking it down, so hopefully that the tide will turn today and we can actually score goals off of this formation. 10 minutes on, Monreal throwing it in and actually getting a cross in now to Muniain. It's bouncing around the box, falls to Susaeta, falls to Villalibre, and Villalibre, the free village, has scored once again. It's his 14th goal in 15 matches and puts the club up 1-0 early on. I mean, this was just a pinball, a masterclass of pinballing the ball around. Susaeta falling down. Fortunately, the clearance deflects off of him, goes directly to Villalibre, and into the back of the net it goes. 1-0 to Bilbao. Though apparently Villalibre already has a nickname called the Buffalo. I don't know, I think just the free village, a literal translation, just makes it all the more fun. And once again, already in the first half, a couple of my defenders picking up yellow cards, San Jose and Monreal. I'm not too happy about either one of them. I might sub one of them out at the half. They're just not doing well. Also, my attacking mids looking very lackadaisical all along the top, which is rather unfortunate, especially since Susaeta should be credited with that assist. He basically bounced the ball to Villalibre, but we come to halftime. We're doing fairly okay. There's just a whole lot of questions that I want to have answered here. Boys, I'm just going to tell them I'm not happy with their performance. and they all look fired up. So hopefully in the second half, they can actually put together a performance that it warrants of this team. We've had 58% of the ball. We've had 8 shots, 3 of them on target. I'd like to have a better ratio and get more goals because of that. Benyat with a corner kick coming inside. It falls to Muniain, who takes the shot, but it's a good save from the goalkeeper. And now Espanyol can hit him on the counter, but no, the highlight stops. Got a little worried there. But time is ticking down, and with 10 seconds, Unai Lopez throwing in a corner. They're not going to have enough time to get themselves an attack, and the referee blows full-time whistle. It's another 1-0. It's another scrappy victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. And this time in the league, good win, boys. That will solidify our position in 3rd place. Once again, a whole boatload of possession, 59% right there, excuse me. 16 shots, 8 of them on target. Not too terribly bad. All right, so with all those matches done, now let's go into the draw. And we know the only 4 teams that we can draw: Benfica, Dynamo, Kiev, CSKA Moscow, and Inter. Like I said, is FM going to give us a little bit of a narrative and put us with Inter Milan, or are they going to give us a little bit of an easier time? So let's start drawing and see exactly where we go. CSKA Moscow, right out of the gates. I love it when Football Manager says, hey, you're just going to be drawn right out of the bat. All right. And just give you no worries whatsoever on who exactly you're going to be facing. CSKA Moscow is going to be our round of 16 opponent right here at the bottom. Barca, PSG, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich. Now those 2 matches, if they happen in real life, which they have, I would love to see them, especially Barca PSG. I mean, this is real life all over again. Will Barca score 6? Will PSG score 5? Who knows? I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on that to see exactly how those matches turn up. Man, CSKA Moscow, I mean, it could not have been any better. Probably Dynamo Kiev would have been the best out of that bunch. Porto would have given us a rough time. Inter Milan, I know, would have given us a rough time. But yeah, I'll be fine with CSKA Moscow. I feel they give us the best chance to get us through to the quarterfinals. Yes, we need to start eliminating these 1-0 wins that you just saw today, but a win is a win, and I'll take it nonetheless. But anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of this episode, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please go and leave a like on this, share and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Leave a comment below on what you thought about the episode and the series as a whole. Believe me, appreciate every single comment you put down. But anyway, guys, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.